Jurors in the American Sniper murder trial heard from two doctors testifying for the state. One says defendant Eddie Routh is not insane. The other says Routh knew it was wrong that he killed Navy SEAL Chris Kyle and Kyle's friend Chad Littlefield 2 years ago. Fox 4's Phil Alvarado has been covering this trial from the beginning. He's got more on today's testimony.
Clarice, closing arguments are expected on Monday. Today, prosecutors presented rebuttal witnesses trying to refute defense testimony that says that Routh is insane.
Eddie Ray Routh arrives at the courthouse under tight security. His capital murder trial is nearly over. Dr. Randall Price testified for the state. He says Eddie Ray Routh was not insane when he shot and killed Chris Kyle and Chad Littlefield at a gun range. Price says Routh told him in jail he thought about shooting Kyle and Littlefield while they were driving. He didn't because he was afraid they'd crash and he'd get hurt. Price says Routh told him, "When I shot them, I thought, Jesus Christ, what have I done?" And I became immediately remorseful. Price says that's one of many signs Routh knew what he did was wrong. Price says when Routh told police after his arrest he was paranoid and schizophrenic, Routh was setting the stage for insanity. The doctor testified Routh is not schizophrenic, nor does he have PTSD. Price also said Routh's psychotic symptoms were brought on by his chronic abuse of marijuana and alcohol. Forensic psychiatrist Dr. Michael Arambula was up next for the state. He told the jury Routh was not insane at the time of the killings because he was intoxicated. And when you're intoxicated, he said, the insanity claim is over.
Prosecutors also presented a second jailhouse phone call from Routh to a reporter for the New Yorker magazine. In that call, Routh wanted that reporter to help him write his story, as in his biography. And interestingly enough, Routh has been writing throughout the testimony of his trial, perhaps to capture every detail of what's going on. Clarice?
Phil, now that we're getting close to the end of the trial and the state is not seeking the death penalty, what could be in store for Routh?
Well, if there's a guilty verdict, because the state's not seeking the death penalty, Routh would get an automatic life sentence without a chance of parole. Now, a plea, or rather a verdict of insanity or not guilty by reason of insanity, would mean that Routh would go to a state mental institution and he would stay there for an unspecified amount of time.
Phil Alvarado live in Stephenville. Thank you.